Hi, my name is Amani Martin, and this is my audience. For centuries, homeschooling was the only option. Schoolhouses weren't developed yet, so if there was any schoolwork to be done, it'd be done at home. Then, the new trend was sending your kid off to school while you go to work. According to website PJ Lifestyle, author Megan Fox says more often than not, traditional schools have become more like training schools. In traditional schools, children learn to sit, stay, eat now, don't talk, don't run, and play now. It's like they're learning to obey like dogs. Homeschoolers have rules too, but when they have to go to the restroom, they go. When they are hungry, they eat. It's really simple. Children don't need to be oppressed just because they're in school, and they can still learn while doing the activities that are essential to living. Deciding whether or not to homeschool is a very serious thought process and should not be taken lightly. Serious questions need to be answered. Parents have these questions all the time. I'm not a certified teacher. Will my child not be as prepared as students from traditional school? Or I don't make as much money as other parents who homeschool. Will that negatively affect my child's overall scores? Well, the answer is no, because I have a graphical representation, 3 different graphs that show that students who have parents who are non-certified parents actually they scored higher than students of parents who are certified teachers. And then parents who earn $34,000 or less a year, the students actually scored in the same percentile as those who earn $70,000 or more. And also, you don't have to spend over $600 just to give your child a enriching learning experience, because if you either spend over $600 or under $600, the studies show that your child will score in the same percentile. Now, I wasn't homeschooled, but my stepmother has homeschooled her 3 children, so I've personally seen them grow, and I've seen how homeschooling has enriched their lives. And these graphical representations push parents in the right direction toward homeschool and help them see why homeschooling is better. And the 3 main reasons why homeschooling is better is because of academic quality, traveling, and safety. Let's talk about academic quality. When people think of homeschoolers, the general misconception is that their families think that traditional school is that traditional schooling is not religious enough, and that they have to do homeschooling so that they can get more of their religion in. But actually, fewer parents cite faith as a main motive, according to an online web magazine written by Catherine Burks. The reasons to homeschool more have to do with the way a child learns rather than religion. Duke Pesta, an interviewee of an online periodical, says that homeschool provides the opportunity to manage the message. So, with world issues, the rumors spread like wildfire. So when a child goes to school, they hear that what the teacher thinks about an event, or what their peers think about an event, or what the media wants you to think about an event. But when you homeschool, you have the opportunity to teach your child what you want them to learn about a specific event. So you can actually turn it in a positive light if you want. And also, when you go to traditional school, you're learning to memorize information. It's honestly just too much to process. But children know what they need to do when they go to school like that, so they know how to memorize information, and they learn how to spit it back out and then get a good grade on a test. Yes, traditional students and homeschooling students can get the same result, a good grade. But wouldn't you rather your student actually learn information instead of being crammed information and then learning how to memorize it? This is a graph of national average percentile scores. Homeschool students are in green and public school students are in pink. These categories include reading, language, math, and science. And across the board, the homeschool students have scored in the 80th percentile, while public students score in the 50th percentile. While funding dwindles for public school, children rarely see the outside of their classroom. Homeschool connotes school at home, but it doesn't have to mean that essentially. With homeschooling, it truly gives parents the opportunity to engross children in an environment that actually simulates learning. According to Michelle Coulis, USA Today author, parents can provide hands-on learning outside of structure and confinement necessary at school. So small hands-on experiences are very important to children, and like For example, you can take your child to a small farm and they can learn how to milk a cow, or you can take them to a bakery and they can learn how to frost a cake. And these small experiences actually help them grow, or you can take them outside of this country and actually teach them about different cultures and the way society works. Homeschooling also takes your child away from negative influences. It negates the chances of being bullied. Never will she ever again have to worry about her jeans being the right brand and if they're from the right store. And never will he ever again have to act stupid just because he's afraid of being ridiculed because he excels in math. Peer pressure becomes a major issue, and drugs and alcohol are also a major risk factor in high school. And the safety of students becomes highly uncertain as modern society continues to go on. How many times have we heard of people going on shooting rampages in schools just because they were bullied? Does anyone remember the Columbine High School shootings? Eric Harris left a suicide note according to ABC News, and I quote, "Your children who have ridiculed me, who have chosen not to accept me, who have treated me like I am not worth their time, are dead." Parents are more and more afraid of letting their children out of their sight and into a place where it's supposed to be safe. According to an online journal written by Robert Thompson, educating children in the home allows for better control of social interactions. And the U.S. Department of Education's National Center for Education Statistics states that over 90% of reasons why parents homeschool their children is because they are concerned about the environment of other schools. It's the longest one. It's also common to think that those who are homeschooled don't communicate well with others. This is a false misconception. Here's a graph that shows homeschool students and public school students with different categories such as communication, daily living, socialization, and maturity skills. And it shows that each of these points, that homeschoolers score at least over 15 points over public school students, which is actually amazing because you never would have thought that if they're in home all day. In conclusion, homeschooling is now the new trend. It's the way to go for parents, and it offers the ability to master material without forcing students to memorize and regurgitate information. And it also gives students the opportunity to travel more, either to see the world or even just small adventures that can help broaden their minds. And most importantly, homeschooling offers a safe environment for children to learn. Let's enrich children's lives and never stop pushing them to be as great as they can be. Homeschooling is the way to go, and I'm excited to see where the future takes us. Thank you. I'm Amani Martin, and this is my audience.